Hello, welcome to HITC Sport. Right, a few days ago, I did a video looking at where every current Premier League manager is going to be by 2030. Now let's do the opposite. Let's look at who's going to be managing every current Premier League club in 10 years' time. Alright, let's go. Arsenal, Julian Nagelsmann. This is mad. Julian Nagelsmann is already one of Europe's most highly competent managers at just 32 years of age. And it's not like he has a playing career to fall back on. Not many managers can command that sort of clout and hype without a playing career. I mean, during his 20s, this lad was studying sports science at uni, and yet still the RB Leipzig man is getting touted for every European giant on the planet. By 2030, he'll only be 42 years of age. So yeah, let's say Arsenal. Aston Villa, Leonardo Jardim. Yeah, you're probably wondering why on earth I've reduced Leonardo Jardim to no doubt mid-table mediocrity with Aston Villa. Well lads, by 2030, the former Monaco manager is going to be 55 years of age. His shine is going to fade a little bit. Villa fans were screaming for his appointment back in late 2018. The club seemingly have some weird fetish with offering the manager job to highly rated Frenchmen. Yeah, why not? Jardim at Villa makes a bit of sense. Bournemouth, Simon Francis. Oh Christ lads, by 2030, the Bournemouth are going to be chained to the foot of League 2 with just the faintest memories of Premier League football and big money signings. Eddie Howe will be long gone. Not dead, just at a different club. So yeah, why not a 45-year-old Simon Francis holding the reins of power? The fella has over 300 games for Bournemouth under his belt. He's now into his 10th season at the club. If the Cherries end up hurtling down the leagues, the veteran defender with 2 promotions for the club is a practical shoo-in for the manager's job. For Christ's sake, if Scott Parker can become manager of Fulham after simply just helping them to relegation as a player, then yeah, why not Francis at Bournemouth? Brighton, Roy Keane. Yeah, finally. Just the 5 decades after Roy Keane's trial was cancelled at Brighton, the Irish hothead is finally going to end up back at the club. Lads, you probably all think this is an insane call, because giving the manager's job to Roy Keane is practically akin to sticking your knob in a toaster. Hiring a 58-year-old Keane in the throes of f***ing menopause. Oh good lord, it's about as sensible as drinking a pint of bleach. But lads, alright, hear me out. Contrary to popular belief, Keane is not retired as a manager. Sure, it's been over a decade since anyone gave him a job, but the man has said he's on the active lookout for a return to management. You think he chose to sit on the bench of Aston Villa, taking orders off Paul Lambert for a f***ing laugh? No, the man wants to return to the dugout as a number 1. By 2030, I'm guessing Brighton are going to be stuck halfway down League 1, and they'll probably try to appease a furious fan base, no doubt still dreaming of top-flight football, with the big name appointment of Keane. It'll probably end in certain tears. Burnley, Wayne Rooney. Yeah, I think we can all agree Wayne Rooney is going to become a manager one day soon. For Christ's sake, he's already helping out with the coaching at Derby County. For his own ambitions, he'll probably expect to be in a Champions League winning dugout by the age of 44, not coaching Phil Barnsley's son at Burnley. But lads, just because you're a great player for Man United doesn't automatically translate into you being a world-class manager. I have a feeling Rooney will join a long, endless list of bang-average coaches who once played under Fergie, and yeah, he'll be championship standard with Burnley within a decade. Chelsea, John Terry. Just like Frank Lampard, where else would John Terry actually want to go? Unlike his relationship with Wayne Bridges' missus, John Terry is currently taking things slowly. He's already humbled himself. Instead of jumping headfirst into management, he's choosing to just stick out the cones in training for Aston Villa, taking instructions off Dean Smith, which is probably quite a hard thing to do considering when Terry was lifting Champions League titles, Smith was slumming in League 2 football with f***ing Walsall. So I commend Terry, it must not be easy. It would be like how I started taking YouTube advice off my f***ing cat, who spends her afternoon licking her own ballsack. So yeah, by 2030, a 49-year-old Terry, after spending the decade serving as both number 2 and earning his stripes in lower league football, will finally get the gig at Stamford Bridge. Crystal Palace, Sol Campbell. Another man who's taking things slowly. Fair play to Sol Campbell, considering he once walked out of Notts County after 1 game into a fat paycheck. I assume this lad had a severe allergy to the peasants in lower league football. But now, one of the greatest minds in the sport is now into his 2nd management gig, with Southend following Macclesfield Town. By 2030, he'll get his return to London via Crystal Palace, trying in earnest to drag them into the Championship playoffs. Everton, Joey Barton. If you told me 2 years ago that Joey Barton, a man famous for using eyeballs as makeshift ashtrays, a lad who once turned his teammate's face into a pile of mashed potato, if you told me he'd be one day given a gig in management, oh Christ, it would be like allowing a blind dog to drive the train to London. But to his credit, he's doing a good job at Fleetwood Town. Sure, there's still been allegations of violence, but he's getting this tiny club into the League 1 playoffs, playing some decent football along the way. I regret that Barton's was never going to represent his boyhood Everton. Why not end up number 1 at Goodison Park by 2030? Leicester, Ronald Koeman. Yeah, by 2030, Ronald Koeman will be 66 years of age. You probably think that's a bit too old, sure, but Leicester also appointed Claudio Ranieri into his 60s. What's your goddamn point? Listen, I have a feeling by 2030, Leicester will be pushing up daisies in Championship football. By then, Koeman will be clearly past his best, and so like Sven-Göran Eriksson, will have just reduced himself to being a journeyman mercenary, accepting any job with a half-decent paycheck. Liverpool, Steven Gerrard. I mean, who else am I going to pick? It's patently obvious that Steven Gerrard is using Rangers Football Club as nothing more than an audition for Liverpool. I have a feeling he's going to end up a pretty good manager for the Reds. And so yeah, by 2030 he'll still be there, finally lifting the league titles he never managed as a player. Man City, Vincent Kompany. Okay, I realise Vincent Kompany's managerial career has started in embarrassing fashion, being taken off first team duties about 5 minutes into his Anderlecht return. Quite embarrassing, yes, but do you honestly think this man is not going to have another crack at it? This man has future Manchester City manager written all over his oddly shaped head. Man United Zinedine Zidane. Where will Man United be in 10 years? Surely back competing for the top prize in European football. Surely. 10 years is enough time to get it together. I mean, for Christ's sake, Jesse Lingard will hopefully be long retired. By then, they'll be able to attract the biggest managers in world football instead of just former players slumming it at mould. 57-year-old Zinedine Zidane, who by then will probably have at least 5 European Cups to his name. Yeah, he fits the bill. Newcastle Lee Cattermole. Yeah, the mere mention of this is probably going to make Newcastle fans, I feel like, choking on their own tongue. Hiring Lee Cattermole as their manager. Geordies would probably rather make love to their own cousin. But lads, nothing surprises me about this club anymore. We've seen in the past their choices of manager have been borderline insane. We've also seen this club clearly aren't adverse to hiring former Sunderland employees. So yeah, why not? Why not appoint a knuckle-dragging former Sunderland captain who was once accused of celebrating a Derby Day win by smashing up cars on Newcastle City Centre? Honestly, nothing would surprise me about the way this club is run. Now it's Ross Embleton. Most of you probably don't have a clue who this guy is. Let me illuminate it, lads. Ross Embleton is 38 years of age, Leighton Orient boss. The man has a CV consisting of youth development in the academies of Spurs, Bournemouth and Norwich, so yeah, why not a return to the Canaries as number one? Sheffield United, Billy Sharp. Yeah, you can definitely see this one coming, can't you? Billy Sharp, a bona fide Sheffield United legend. After 3 spells at the club, yeah, why not? Why not end up coaching the club as well? He'll be 44 years of age by then, while the Blades will probably be lower half championship standard. I think this one fits. Southampton, KIERAN McKenna. Yeah, here's a man you've probably never heard of. New wave of manager, lads. Fermanagh-born KIERAN McKenna, at just 32 years of age, is the current under-18s coach at Man United. This is a lad who's forced to retire from his playing career at just 22 years of age after getting his hip smashed in 2 while playing for Spurs reserves. Since taking up coaching though, the man has been a revelation. Never mind Michael Carrick, this guy is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's current right-hand man. He's highly respected at Old Trafford. According to reports, he's a massive influence in United's training ground methods, and apparently he's having a positive impact on Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, why not a half-decent championship gig with Southampton in his early 40s? Unless he wants to spend his entire life coaching teenagers. Bit weird. Tottenham, Diego Simeone. Surely we have to see Diego Simeone in English football at some stage. Surely the Atletico Madrid manager is tailor-made for it. I mean, don't get me wrong, by 2030 he'll be slightly past his best. By then he'll just be 6 weeks of 60 years of age. So like Jose Mourinho, he'll be a big name trying to relight his spark on a big money contract at a club like Spurs, who by then will probably still be trying to win a goddamn trophy. Watford, Giovanni van Bronckhorst. Listen, I know Giovanni van Bronckhorst was heavily tipped to become a world-class manager after working miracles at Feyenoord, but by accepting a big money contract at Guangzhou Evergrande, when at the time he's been linked with replacing Pep Guardiola at Man City, it kind of shows the extent of his ambition. I think we're going to see when big name managers end up in China, their stock takes a bit of a plummet on return to Europe. Why else would a seasoned Champions League regular Emmanuel Pellegrini end up at something like West Ham? So sorry Van Bronckhorst, yes, you probably have the ability to coach a top 4 club, but because of this stupid career decision, championship playoffs with Watford, West Ham, Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, by 2030 West Ham will still be searching for big names, slightly past it managers. Step forward Thomas Tuchel. Like Pellegrini, he'll have an impressive CV littered with European giants, but he'll also be 56 years of age, yesterday's man in European football, and so yeah, where once he'll have spent his peak coaching Kylian Mbappe and Neymar, now Connor Coventry and Dan Kemp. Lucky man. Wolves, Robbie Keane. Yes, step forward the legendary Robbie Keane. Listen, this lad is working as assistant coach for Michael McCarthy with Ireland and Jonathan Woodgate at Middlesbrough. Like Terry, this man is taking the long way round to get to management, as opposed to just jumping at any #1 gig with a paycheck. By 2030 he'll be 49 years of age, and yeah, back where it all started as a teenager in the late 90s at Wolves, and you know what, I think he's going to be a damn good manager. Anyway, that's the end of it, lads. Let me know, have I got this all completely horribly wrong? Probably. Let me know in the comments section below if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.